Farmers across Pennsylvania and the nation are deeply concerned about a new proposal from EPA and the Army Corps of Engineers that would significantly expand the regulation of farmland under what the agencies call waters of the United States.
What concerns us is the proposed redefinition of waters of the United States. Clearly, the Federal Clean Water Act of 1972 spelled out what the definitions are of waters of the United States, and we're concerned about any effort to redefine those waters.
That's Carissa Idle-Westrick, a sixth-generation dairy farmer from Cambria County, who, like many involved in agriculture, is apprehensive about a proposal by the Environmental Protection Agency and the Army Corps of Engineers that would give both agencies oversight over nearly every drop of water in the country. That's disconcerting for farmers who already comply with state and local regulations governing clean water.
Keep in mind that farmers are already covered under a wide variety of state regulations, and it's in our best interest as farmers to protect our water and natural resources. So with that framework already in place, it would be redundant to then create additional federal regulations for us to have to comply with as well.
If the proposed rule becomes the law of the land, much of the activity that occurs on farms, such as treating crops or installing fences, could face the need for a permit from the federal government. That layer of uncertainty could deter a number of young people from getting into agriculture, according to Tommy Nagel, who is a first-generation farmer from Cambria County.
It's be really tough for a young guy to want to start that, to take that risk of, stepping into agriculture, even though as risky as it is, it'd be one more risk, and I think it would deter a lot of young people.
Nagel, who is president of the Cambria County Farm Bureau, recently testified before the U.S. House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee on the numerous concerns that farmers have with this proposed rule, including the potential of facing fines if agriculture producers are found out of compliance.
It's really tough to do a plan with the fine that they said would be $37,500 a day if you were found out of compliance. There's not a whole lot of farm budgets that would last very many days with those type of fines.
Congressman Bill Schuster, who chairs the House committee, said he and other members of Congress have significant reservations over this rule and how it will apply to what property owners can do with their land.
They want to have jurisdiction over all land, wet or dry, and this is a way for them to get at it. And for anybody to make the argument that this is just tweaking the rule or better establishing it or making it clear, I think is wrong. This rule will have to a massive expansion of the EPA and the Corps on what we can do on our land as landowners. Again, we all want to make sure we protect the water, protect our environment, but to go in there and stop development, stop agriculture, or make it cost so much to do is the wrong way to go about it.
Schuster says if the rule is mandated, it will have an impact on every American, not just those in production agriculture.
The American public needs to understand that if this rule goes forward, it's going to be broadened, and all water sources are going to be regulated and more by the EPA and the Corps of Engineers, which will cost agriculture more money to produce food, energy is going to cost more money, and construction is going to cost more money, which means the American people are going to pay for this.
Above all, farmers say this additional rule is simply adding another layer of bureaucracy, and they are already taking steps to protect natural resources on their farms.
As farmers, it's in our best interest to protect our natural resources. I'm part of the sixth generation of my family farm, and I want to take care of our land and water resources so that my children can have the opportunity to be a part of that farm also. I don't need some kind of additional federal oversight to make me take those steps that we're already taking.
Farmers are calling on EPA and the Army Corps to withdraw the proposed rule. If they refuse to do so, farmers are turning their attention to Congress and asking them to pass legislation to ditch the rule. I'm Mark O'Neill, Pennsylvania Farm Bureau News.